First off, I want to thank the brave men and women who work behind the wall. I want to thank them on a national level because their job goes unrecognized.
How do they try to turn a guard?
Well, correctional officer. Sorry, I apologize. But correctional officer. How you guys doing today? It's Anthony Gangi, host of Tear Talk. Great questions sent our way. Gangi, what qualities should you have if you want to work in corrections? And I think this question is going to really have a good interaction here on the community, because I think we all should have a say in what type of qualities we'd expect from someone who's going to be entering this profession. I mean, this person's going to be next to us. This person's going to save our lives. I mean, what qualities do I look for in an individual who I'm going to be working with, who I will be dependent on? So we come back from our sponsors. We're going to discuss what qualities do we look for when someone wants to come in corrections. How do we know this is the job for this person? Now, guys, if you haven't, the show, Tear Talks for you brave men and women that work in corrections. So please subscribe, interact, engage, comment, hit that bell. The bell's going to notify you every time I post a video. I stand by for our sponsor.
I wanted to attend a university that had an intelligence program. I wanted to look at problems different. I wanted to increase my critical thinking abilities. AMU offered those avenues to expand. Obtaining your degree as an adult, you're actually paying yourself and investing in yourself. You can't put a dollar on it, it's priceless. It's something that can never be taken away from you.
American Military University. Learn from the leader.
Thank you guys for listening to our sponsor. Would you guys believe that I wanted to be an actor? I did. I wanted to be an actor, but I failed. I was a waiter, making no money. And in 2002, I was like, you know what, man? I need a job. So I took the civil service exam, did pretty well. Corrections was the first offer I got. Good starting salary out here in Jersey. And good benefits. So I jumped on it. I knew nothing about corrections. This is not a profession I ever thought I'd be doing. And now look at me, 18 years in, almost 17 years in. But with that said, I had to do a little research. What was I getting into? And the only research I found back in 2002 was shows like Oz and movies like Shawshank Redemption and Green Mile, to name a few. And all they did was kind of show me extremes, but I didn't know they were extremes. And basically, I couldn't really get a sense of what's reality and what's fiction. So whatever they were showing me, I took at face value thinking that this was the truth. So for me, the quality I first needed was I had to be tough. I had to be physically and mentally tough to survive in this profession. And I don't disagree with that. That's a great foundation to have. So don't get me wrong, it's needed. But it's not the only thing that's needed. When I entered the first day into correction, so I just did the academy, got my foundation, learned what I needed to learn. When I entered the correctional facility, by the way, that foundation for the academy was great because it taught me how to apply what I was learning in the facility. So basically, you get me that foundation, and what I'm learning in the facility isn't so strange to me. Yeah, there's some tweaks, but for the most part, I had a general understanding of what needs to be done, what the job's about. But entering the first day inside that correctional facility is when I started seeing what I thought I needed to be. That's because now it's reality. Now I'm here. I'm in the moment. Can't fake it no more. So whatever it was on the outside, the convincing myself I'm this person, well, now I'm here. So it's no longer convincing. I have to be who I have to be. So during the first day, there was a senior officer. The senior officer was amazing. The senior officer gave me great advice. What the senior officer told me was, he goes, Gangi, let me get this out to you right now. If you want to survive this profession, you need to know who you are. You need to know how you handle situations. And you need to be honest with yourself. Because if shit was to happen and you realize at that moment that this job isn't for you, it's too late. It's too late. So the first quality coming through that door, besides that mental toughness, because you are going to deal with a lot of stuff mentally, and that physical toughness, of course, you got to have some layer that I'm not going to get pushed around. But again, that's just a small part of who you need to be behind that wall. The one thing I said, okay, so I have to have honesty about myself. So for me, that main quality that I thought I had, and I still do, is I know myself. I know if I'm able to do or not do this profession. Now, granted, guys, in my 17 years, almost 18, I've been tested. So I've been able to stand up and do what needs to be done. But imagine if I was being tested and I was unsure. That hesitancy, it's going to get me killed. It's going to get someone else killed. So knowing myself and being honest about myself, that's a great quality to have in this profession. Trust and believe, that is a great quality to have in this profession. And again, that's something that I learned the day I entered the facility. Another thing that I learned the moment I entered was to have value in what I'm doing. Believe in the work that I am accomplishing. Because I saw a lot of people that were miserable. They just did not like the job. Therefore, if they did not like the job, they do not like what they're doing, and they're losing their sense of value and importance. I told myself on day one that if this is going to be a career for me, and I'm going to progress and I'm going to move forward, I'm going to find value in everything I do every day. That value to me is important. And I don't care where that value comes from. Sometimes you can have value in a good search where you find something great that protects life by you finding it, or an interaction you have with an inmate can have value. But either way, when I go to work, I seek to have value. Where can I create an impact for that day, for that moment? So again, I think the belief in the job, the belief in the profession, the belief in the power of your role and how important it is matters. I also believe that you have to be honest. You have to be honest in your dealings with the inmate population, with staff, with whoever it is that you have to deal with. You have to be honest. You have to be seen as being consistent. Remember, I'm not going to trust an inmate. I act on universal precaution. But I am in a protective role over them. I am in a sense of authority over them. I need them to trust me. I need them to trust me if ever I have to maneuver them. So it's very key for me to be seen as consistent. And of course, with consistency is the honesty aspect of it all. I don't want to lay out too many qualities because I also want other people to interact, but I do have one more. But again, guys, feel free to add into this dialogue because I'm only naming a few. I want to leave it open for other people to interact. But when you interact, guys, don't forget, guys, explain to me why that quality is important. Because it's not just about naming the quality, it's why it's important. That's where the experience comes in. I also always want to learn. I'm an open book. So because I'm an open book, I want knowledge. I want to fill that book with materials that I know can better me in this profession. Now, mind you, guys, I knew this was going to be a career for me. So I knew for a fact that learning every day from somebody will matter. And that, I think, is what makes me more effective in the role I am today. Every chance I had as the front line to interact with somebody different, I did. Every chance I had to look to the left and right, I did. because I knew that I'm going to move up. And this is the opportunity now to learn, because everything I've learned at that front line, I have been able to apply at the higher level. In that case, I can never forget my roots, because my roots is what makes me a great manager. It's the roots that make me understand which way I need to maneuver to solve situations. But it's my roots that give me respect. My roots give me respect for those that work on the front line. And that's key. So again, this is just my 3 qualities. Please add more. There's more. We could talk about this all day. But I don't want to give up everything. So mine was that willingness to learn, being honest about yourself, knowing if this is the job for you. And again, there is a mental and physical toughness that's also required. But I'm curious to think what you guys feel is needed. What qualities would you want in someone who is working next to you? This person is someone that you're going to be dependent on. What would you expect from them? As always, guys, the show is Tear Talk. If you haven't, please subscribe, interact, engage, comment, hit that bell. That bell is going to notify you every time I post a video. Stay safe.